Kevin McHale. Sam Mitchell is here with us as well. There you are, Sam. How do you describe what you saw from Trae Young in those final moments?
Well, Christian, we called it. I mean, when you go back and look at what Trae Young has done this year over 72 games, he's led the league in floaters in the paint. And the thing about it, you're so conscious of him pulling up for that jump shot, teams are forcing him to drive. And the problem with that is, Mac, he is a passer now. Trae Young would get rid of the basketball. I said it at the beginning of the season. The maturation for Trae Young was this. He's now playing with a talented basketball team around him. So he had to take the next step from being a guy that can lead the league and score to a guy that can lead a team to the playoffs and win games. And what he did tonight was the first step. Look at those stat lines. 32 and 10 assists.
Yeah.
Hey, man, unbelievable. And the fact, Mac, that he only took 3 3-pointers.
Yep.
That tells you that this young man has grown leaps and bounds. And right now, this Hawks team is on fire.
Yeah, I tell you, the play that really got me was when he drives left and he draws that foul to shoot 2 free throws. He had one thing in mind on that play, get fouled. And he did it. And I tell you what, he's got big guts, boy. I tell you, he's not afraid to take those big shots. And I love it. I just love the fact that he was just playing to get fouled. And that little floater, like you say, he makes that tough shot look so easy.
How about this? He's the first to have 25 points and 10 assists in a playoff debut since, guess who the last guy was to do it? You don't have to guess. He was in the game. Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, oh yeah.
Interesting,
yeah.
Right? In 2009. But for a guy who's making a postseason debut, it's not just what is it you can say about the stat line he put up, but about the confidence that he had down the stretch as well.
Yeah, he was going to take those shots. Like I say, his shot to drive to get fouled, just I'm getting fouled. Because at that point, he's drifting left. He just was looking to draw a foul. But he felt that the defense was in a bad position. He was going to draw it. Knocks 2 free throws down, comes down, makes the floater to win the game. Just unbelievable. And he made a pass late in that game, driving baseline. As a coach, you're going, no. Oh, great pass.
Okay. Yes, right.
And he made that left-handed scoop pass for a 3 on the right side. It was a hell of a pass. Ended up being just a great pass. But Sam said it right, though. He's kind of gone from just a scorer to just an all-around basketball player on a very good team. I thought Atlanta was better than the Knicks. The Knicks actually impressed me tonight with a lot of stuff they did. I thought that Atlanta would win this series because of Trae Young just being hard to guard. But it was really an entertaining game. I really enjoyed that game.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to ask both of you. So, Sam, I'll come back to you. Then what were your expectations for this series going into it, especially knowing how many of these young players don't have any playoff experience yet?
Well, look, it can be a blessing and a curse. Sometimes people always make a big deal out of young players not having playoff experience. We're sitting in the room with a guy as a rookie. They won an NBA championship, all right? So don't tell me about rookies can't perform on the big stage. Look, at the end of the day, these young guys today, they're skilled, they're talented. They've been watching basketball. They've been playing. They've been training. These guys are not afraid of the moment. They stepped up big. And you look at this young Atlanta Hawks team. The only disappointment for this season for me, Mac, I picked the Hawks to finish 4th. When you look at their talent and their depth, and you look at shooting and Clint Capella and all the pieces that they have one of the deepest teams in the NBA. They're young, but they have talent at every position, and they have the guy playing behind that guy just as good.
Since he brought it up, do you think perhaps, at least in your experience, there's some advantage being inexperienced and thus...
You're excited, Jim.
Said, Christian, young and dumb. Young and dumb.
I agree.
You don't know to be afraid.
No, you're just excited to be there.
Right.
And the moment's really big, and it's really fun. And especially when you have success, you're like, the success in playoffs always felt way better than regular season games. Like when you won playoff games, it was big. But when you closed teams out and advanced, that was an unbelievable feeling. So everything was just bigger in the playoffs. And again, looking at him, he just enjoyed himself. You see, he's talking to the crowd. He went there.
Right.
He's full of confidence. And everybody on the team, I love a team when that guy makes a shot. Everybody knows he's taking it. They want him to take it.
Right.
And they rejoice when he makes it. They're happy for him. That's a good team. So the Atlanta Hawks have a fun thing building here. And I thought that Capella would be a big player in this series because his ability to rebound and just kind of control the paint. If Knicks have one issue, it's really their bigs. I don't think, Sam, that their bigs are at a level where that they would scare you, where Capella can go out and get 8-9 offensive rebounds in a game because he's just so much bigger and active.
Yeah, man. One thing about playing in New York, if you're the Knicks, It's tough, man, because everybody loves playing in the Garden. It was my favorite arena of all time. I've had my best games there. Why? You in the media capital of the world, and the fans in New York. They know the game. They're on you. They're pushing you. They have these expectations of the Knicks. And when you can go in New York in the playoffs and beat them and silence that crowd, man, it is the best feeling in the world. There's no better arena to go in on the road and win. And Trae Young and these Atlanta Hawks, hey, Matt, the Knicks are in trouble right now because you know this, the Hawks got to be greedy. They can't settle for one because this Knicks team beat them 3 in a row. So in their head, the Knicks still think they're a better basketball team.
Yeah, they come out. I tell you what, that's why I love these games. When the road team wins the first game, that game too is like almost a do or die for the home team. The Knicks have to win the next game, and it's going to be fun. And again, someone's going to have to take the challenge of trying to stop Trae Young. And I'm not sure that Rose has kind of got the lateral speed anymore to be able to guard him the way they need to guard him. But Derek's such a big part of their offense. The matchups will be interesting to see what Tibbs does to try to slow down Trae Young.
Both you and Sam have such unique perspectives when we talk about this series because you're not just approaching it as former players, but also coaches as well. So what is it that stands out to you about the before and the after Nate McMillan taking over?
Nate just got him playing better defense in my mind. I thought they played with more of a purpose under Nate. I think he came in with a calming. Nate's a calming voice, but he's a defensive-minded guy, and he's defense first. And a lot of times, if you put defense first, the game becomes easier because sometimes that ball refuses to go in the hole. And I mean, you shoot, and the rim looks about this big, and you're like, damn, did I ever make a shot in my life, But you can always play defense. You can always rebound. You can always do the thing that Nate likes to preach about. And so I think their focus kind of went from we're going to be as high flying. They're still a very good offensive team, but they started working and they got better defensively. So I give Nate a lot of credit for kind of just taking a young team and getting him thinking about defense and getting him better on the defensive end. That's probably the biggest improvement I see in the Hawks.
Because Sam, that's also a mentality shift.
Accountability. Look, one thing about Nate, look, this team was talented. But the thing about them, they get off to a slow start. Their confidence was waning. They weren't playing the type of basketball that they should. And Matt could tell you this. Lloyd Pierce is a fine young coach, and hopefully he gets another opportunity to prove himself. But also, when you make a coaching change, the players look around the room and they say, look, they just changed the coach. The next people they're going to look at is us, all right? Because there's no more coaches to change. So it sends a sense of urgency throughout the organization. The players are on notice because, look, hey, man, you may not like your situation on one team, but when you sit back and think about it, I'm playing in Atlanta, Georgia, on a very talented team. All we got to do is listen to the coach, put a little bit more effort, play a little bit better defense, and we can be in the playoffs. And now you see the fruits of the labor. Look, Travis has done an unbelievable job assembling talent, and Nate McMillan got him focused, pointed in the right direction. And Trae Young, for all the people, he didn't make the All-Star team this year, but that's okay. Trae, you got better, and your team is better for it because of your growth.
Well, let's hear from Trae Young because he just spoke to our Inside the NBA crew.